Amazon announced Alexa Plus back in February, and we're all coming to terms with what Alexa is now able to do now that she's had her brain transplant. It's very exciting, but I want to bring it back to what it's going to mean for us as retail professionals, what this means for the path to purchase, because spoiler alert, Alexa's voice capabilities are merging with Rufus's product intelligence to create a more sophisticated shopping assistant. This is what a recently uncovered Amazon patent tells us about how Alexa is going to change the product discovery lifecycle. Let's go. Good morning and welcome to the Retail Media Breakfast Club. I'm your host, Kiri Masters, and every weekday at 6 a.m. Eastern, I bring you candid and real discussions in the world of retail media and marketplaces in just 10 minutes. So bring your own cup of coffee and we'll get smarter about retail media together. So I first reported on this topic for Forbes, and I'll link up to the original article in the show notes here, because if you want a replay, it's definitely worthwhile digging into the detail here. I'm also going to link up to an excellent analysis of this patent from Amazon by Andrew Bell, which is definitely worth a read. He did a really nice job of summarizing what the patent tells us about Alexa, as well as what it means for brands. So definitely go check that out. I'm going to give you the 50,000 foot view level. Basically, the patent shows us how Amazon is merging Alexa's voice capabilities with Rufus's product intelligence to create a more sophisticated shopping assistant. And this integration represents a decades-long quest to make voice shopping mainstream. I remember, as most of you do, when Alexa first came out and everyone in the retail space was wondering, wow, are we going to now be just shopping Amazon with Alexa? Is Alexa going to be this whole new shopping pathway? And a lot of us, including myself, candidly got really excited about this opportunity. And it just was never that good, was it? Even reordering products or adding products to your cart to then go check out, it was clunky. She didn't always get it right. And I wrote recently and shared on this podcast the real saga that the Alexa team has had at Amazon to actually make Alexa better since she was first launched, and all of the challenges that actually come with a voice assistant and actually making it more intuitive. We expect it's very challenging, more so than text-based AI. We expect speed, we expect accuracy, and those things are very difficult to deliver on. So anyway, it's been very challenging to make Alexa sort of keep up with the times, but now we are finally here. And what Amazon has been able to do outside of all of the other use cases of, calling an Uber and stuff like that, they're layering in all of the excellent conversational, semantic product intelligence from Rufus. And that's what Alexa is tapping into when you ask her about products, when you ask her to solve a product-based question for you. So this integration goes beyond simple voice shopping commands like add toilet paper to my shopping cart, and enables more sophisticated product research through natural conversation. The technology outlined in the patent enables Alexa Plus to handle broad, category-level questions that previous voice assistants couldn't address effectively. Rather than just responding to specific product queries, the system can now process questions like, how long are pocket knives? Or do jeans shrink after washing? By aggregating data across multiple products. So the patent describes this multi-stage process for answering these broad product questions. First stage is user query processing. This is where the system analyzes questions using named entity recognition to identify key product categories and attributes. Second is data collection and analysis. It then finds relevant products, extracts their attributes, and determines which product characteristics are most relevant to the question. And then finally, step 3, answer generation. It aggregates data from multiple products and uses templates to create natural conversational responses. So that question from before, do jeans shrink after washing? Alexa could respond, based on 32 jeans products that I looked at, most, 87%, shrink slightly after washing, and then suggest relevant products. So this is, when you think about it, how I describe it is the shopping journey flips with this technology. It flips from find products, then research attributes, which is what we do right now. We have some criteria in our head about what we want. We go and look at some products and we try and figure out ourselves from the product content, from the reviews, etc. Does this product meet my attribute requirements? So if it is a pair of jeans, do they come in the fit, the wash, the inseam length, etc. that I'm looking for? The new shopping journey, it's flipped around. It is specify attributes, then discover qualifying products. So instead of browsing through pages and pages of jeans, I'm saying to my shopping assistant or to Alexa, here are my requirements for jeans. They need to be this inseam length. I don't want them to be too distressed, etc., etc. And then the assistant is going to go through all of those available products, index them, find out which ones, meet my attribute requirements, and then surface them to me. So this eliminates so much friction in the product research phase, and it can potentially accelerate purchase decisions because I get an instant comparative analysis across multiple products. Now let's talk about one of the big limitations that Alexa has had in the past, which our friend Michelle Grant over at Salesforce pointed out in a good comment here. She points out that combining voice with visual interfaces may finally have overcome previous barriers to voice commerce. She said, I think the true barrier to voice commerce was the lack of a screen. It's telling that the first Amazon devices to get Alexa Plus will be Echo Shows. That's a great point. All of the demo images and videos that I could find on the Amazon media page indeed showed an Echo Show. But there was also one that showed Alexa being used on a laptop interface. And that was super interesting to me. I'll put it in the article that we link up to here. It shows someone using a laptop with an Alexa interface. And down the bottom is something to the effect of, it's time to restock on your hand wash. And here's your favorite hand wash from Method. So I think voice is going to be very usable in some use cases, of course, but for a pair of jeans, I'm going to want to see those pair of jeans. But I'll be quite happy to reorder my hand soap. That is my favorite, just by voice. Let's now talk about personalization. And this is something that is a key aspect of the patent, is an emphasis on personalization. According to Andrew Bell, who analyzed this patent, the system incorporates users' historical transactions, items added to cart, purchase rates, and related searches when determining relevant products to include in responses. Now, this is something that a number of people suspected with Rufus, including Carter Jensen, who back last year, he created a tool to understand how Rufus was indexing search results and serving them to different people. And he noticed that he would get different results compared to his friends when searching for dog food specifically. So this seemed to suggest to Carter and led him to conclude that, look, there's some type of personalization going on here, but it was, really a theory. But now we know from the patent that there's indeed personalization happening and that it is a core design element of Amazon's product intelligence system. So our friend of the show, Lauren Schiavone, who did a great in-depth AI in retail series right here on this podcast, she made a really great comment here. She said, Alexa will pick up on lifestyle details like who's in your household, what activities you do, and even seasonal needs so she can recommend the right products at the right time. And Amazon, in their Alexa Plus announcement, comes right out and says it as well. The new Alexa is highly personalized. She knows what you've bought, what you've listened to, the videos you've watched, the address you ship things to, and how you like to pay. Oh my gosh. This is really all coming together. All right, so what does this mean for the consumer path to purchase? For shoppers, this evolution creates a more intuitive discovery path that mirrors how people naturally think about products. Rather than having to search for specific terms, consumers can ask general questions about product categories, usage, and attributes closer to how they might ask a knowledgeable friend or store associate. The system's ability to aggregate information across multiple products also provides a form of automatic comparison shopping. But the ultimate impact is going to depend, of course, on adoption. Previous iterations of voice shopping never really took off, despite early enthusiasm. Amazon appears to be addressing historical limitations in a few different ways. One, combining voice with visual interfaces through those Echo Show devices and a new mobile experience. Two, making conversations more natural through advanced natural language processing capabilities. Three, creating more personalized experience that learns from interactions and purchases. And then four, better cross-device continuity so conversations can more easily move from home to mobile. So Alexa Plus is just starting to roll out in the US with those Echo Show devices being the first priority. And the true test is going to be if the enhanced assistant can overcome the historical limitations. But I am very bullish on this. I agree with Andrew Bell here that the groundwork has been laid for a significant leap forward, and that the combination of Alexa's voice processing capabilities with the deep product knowledge response powered by Rufus's capabilities is going to really change the game of how everyday consumers are interacting with Amazon's product catalog. And of course, this has huge implications for brand marketers out there. So that's, of course, going to be the very next topic that I cover on this episode. So make sure you're subscribed to the show, and we're going to talk about what this means for brands, what you should be doing on the next episode. Well, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Retail Media Breakfast Club. We meet here every day at 6 a.m. Eastern. So be sure to subscribe and get your daily dose of insights, trends, and hot takes in the world of retail media and marketplaces.